And we're joined on the phone, the 42 Degrees Source Hotline by Nebraska Women's Basketball Zone, Jaz Shelley. Hello, Jaz. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Are you going to are you going to make your way over to the volleyball game, or do you have practice, or what's going on?
So I have practice at 1:45, but I'm here at the facility now. So after this, I might head over and stick my head in and then head to practice.
All right, we won't keep you for too long then. Let's go back to the other night. And so let's look at the stat line here: 19, 10, and 11. Have you ever seen? And I assume the answer is no. Plus 59 was your plus minus the other night.
I don't think I have seen something like that.
It's not bad. I'll just say that right out front.
Not bad, yeah.
So you said, and I'm gonna call you out here because you said after the game, somebody asked you, when did you start thinking about whether you were going to get a triple double or not? And you said, oh, no, it was probably about halftime, and then you kind of just moved on. So let me just bring this up. So the end of the first quarter, the score is 31-7, and you come out with 3 minutes left in the first quarter, like normal, and your stat line is already 8, 5, and 7. So I am going to tell you that you were probably thinking about it earlier, and you were lying the other night.
I think I thought maybe I would have a double-double, but I would say rebounds hasn't really been my best suit to start the season. But before the game, I was challenged by one of my coaches to get 6 rebounds. So I was kind of proving a point to her, and in the process, I came out with some other stats. So
yeah, so it worked out well. I mean, you were like throwing baseball passes like way down the floor. I mean, it seems to be. I guess just talk about a little bit your kind of comfort level right now. I know the role has kind of changed a little bit. You've taken on more of a scoring load this year, but you're still obviously allowed to make plays for the people around you. Just what's your comfort level right now?
Yeah, I would say I like to facilitate the basketball and kind of be in control. And I think can read the game pretty well to know who's hot, where the ball needs to go, what offenses to run to get this look. And I think having that knowledge, that's why I think I like getting that rebound so I could go out and I know who's ahead already, you know. So I think being able to keep building that trust with my teammates, and now Nat knows I'm going to run the lane every time, and just being able to continue to build on with those relationships on my team so that we can all benefit together.
So has that sunk in yet? You're the first player in Nebraska basketball history to have 2 triple doubles in their career, and it's not like you've had this is your third here. You've transferred to Nebraska, like the first person to ever do this. Has that sunk in after a couple days?
No, it still hasn't sunk in.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of an unbelievable stat. I think a triple double has only happened. Like the individual event has only happened like 5 or 6 times in school history, and you now have 2 of them. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. So let's go back. I just want to go back to give people sort of the backstory and mention that you transferred here from Oregon. Like, so, and I know Coach Williams talks about this and tells the story, and you have like a documentary that's going to come out tonight on the Nebraska social media feeds. But like, let's get a backstory of how Nebraska got on your radar as a kid in Australia, and then when you hop into the transfer portal the first time around.
Yeah, Nebraska definitely recruited me from a really young age. Being able to represent Australia at junior championships, you're able to be recognized by college coaches. And I would say at the time when they reached out, it was like through Facebook Messenger, and I didn't really know what it was or anything. Kind of just I would reply, but just rubbed it off. Didn't think that was anything that I was interested in. My older brother went to college, and I watched his journey. And he would come home every year and just in love with it. And so he's like, you should start taking those offers seriously. And then so I started to really research schools and do visits and all that sort of thing. But I really had no idea what I was looking for still. And then I just wanted to go to a place where people fully trusted in me, my abilities, but also cared for me as a person on and off the floor. And Nebraska they have so many resources and so many incredible, genuine people that this was the place that I knew I wanted to go, and I knew that was home for me.
You're like a real Nebraskan Midwesterner now. I mean, you live here, yeah. like you play the part really well.
I feel like I fit in here.
No, I think so. Kind of I think so too. Like, was that an adjustment at all? Because I've talked to other people from, other athletes from other countries who have no idea what it's going to be like when they get there. And they're just like, yeah, I want an opportunity to play the sport that I really love. And then they show up and they're like, well, this is a totally different thing than I expected. What was the sort of adjustment level?
I would say personally for me, I thrive in situations where I'm happy and I'm around people that make life fun and stuff. And that was the biggest adjustment for me, being able to love the game of basketball because I'm so happy off the floor and I have people around me that really care for me, which a good adjustment, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you've also, you have to deal with, you don't get to go home very often. How many times have you been home, by the way, since you've been at Nebraska? Twice?
Once. I would say once since coming to Nebraska because when COVID happened,
right,
I missed out. I've been home twice.
So
I missed out on 2 years from COVID, and then I went home last summer and the summer before that, so twice.
So you had to that's quite the adjustment, and so it's almost like your Nebraska family is kind of your family. Like with all respect to your family, it's kind of like your Nebraska family is your family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do your parents? I know your mom has come to the games. Like, do they end up like, how do they end up like taking in what you're doing and keeping track of what you're doing?
So I'm very fortunate to have really good staff that are able to send the games to my parents, and they'll get up in all sorts of hours to watch them, and they kind of live through social media a little bit just to try and keep up with what's going on, and they love it. I really hope they get a chance to come over here this year, but we'll see. We're working on it.
As far as your team is concerned this year, and we've talked about your role in it a little bit, it's very clear just from watching you guys that you like you talk about having joy and really, and you and Alexis talked about it the other night after the game and just, hyping each other up all the time. Just being a part of this team, and I guess we talked about how much of a family it is as well. Like this group this year seems to have some really good chemistry, I'd say. Like, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. I'd say we put a lot of hard work in the off season to be able to build real, genuine relationships where holding people accountable becomes easier because we really mean the best for each other. So we laid a lot of groundwork down. So now that we have the foundation, everyone just gets along. It's fun to play.
And then there was the foreign trip as well. I'm sure that helped.
That absolutely helped. Yeah, that was pretty. We were there for basketball, but it was a lot more team bonding, like experiencing new things together. That was a really fun trip.
So it was like 10. So get it right here. It was 10 days in Italy, and how many different places did you end up?
So it was 10 days in Greece. And then we went to different places in Greece. Greece like Naftakos. Where else did we go? Well, it's been a while now, and I can't say them properly, so I don't even want to try.
Right. So you've been able to travel the entire world now. Like you are probably the most traveled person that I know, and you're still in college. How about that? That's a pretty nice badge to have at this age. Like you've seen basically everything.
From such a young age, being able to play for your national team, you get to go on so many different trips. Like I've been to 12 different countries now, a lot in Asia, a lot in Europe, and then obviously the US, which is pretty amazing.
Have you thought about what happens after this year?
Yes, I kind of have to now.
Yeah, I know. It's coming up quick.
Real world stuff. I would say I'm definitely not done playing basketball. I have big aspirations to see if I can get my name in a draft for the WNBA. Main goals is to make my Olympic team and play for my senior national team. So they're the big goals. So that would entail like going home and playing professionally in Australia. So I'm really excited for that chapter.
Very cool. So last year there was 14,000 people there for the PAC PBA game for the Iowa game. Let's just go back because we'll talk about the game coming up in what, a month now, where you're trying to pack it again. But last year playing in front of 14,000 people, I mean, I'm sitting there like I can barely keep it together. Like seriously, I mean, it was a great experience. And then of course we have the volleyball day, this past August as well. Like how cool was that to play in that environment and to have that kind of crowd for you guys playing?
It's literally a year ago and it's still so surreal to me that we were able to do that and achieve that. Husker Nation were able to show up for us. Like, it really is a testament to the people that they are, and they continue to support us through wins and through losses. But it meant a lot to all of us, and I really think we can do it again. But this year, we're going to get a win from them Pack PBA night.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. No guarantees, but it sounded kind of like a guarantee.
I'm not going to promise anything, but yeah. I have a lot of confidence in it.
No, I didn't want to get you in trouble. So the Pack PBA Day is coming up on January 7th, and Nebraska just launched a $5 for $35 ticket package for the Pack PBA game. We want to see everybody there, and I'm just gonna, like, when that game happened last year, you know me, I'm sitting there and I'm just yelling as loud as I possibly can, and I know that nobody can hear me, and that's fine. I'm fine with it.
No one could hear us either. We had to have like hand signals to call our plays out because no one's hearing anything.
Right. I know that you like to, for some reason, give me the credit for giving you the basketball. I want people to hear the story from you, because I don't know that people believe me, or like I'm making that. Yeah, my producer is saying right now that he doesn't believe me. So all the credit goes to me, right? This triple double and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. I mean, you shoot before every game, just like I do, but you're out there before I am. So I think the stats aren't live. It's the amount of, when you give me the game ball, we win. And I would say my shooting percentage goes up.
Okay. This is
games that you weren't there, bad things happen.
Well, the game that I wasn't there, you got hurt.
Yeah.
And I felt horrible, and then I had to tell everybody, I was like, I'm never gonna miss a game again, because I felt so bad. Like, and I hadn't missed a game in 7 years. I missed one game, and you got hurt.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's a thing.
Yeah, we're not gonna let that happen again. Trust me. All right, Jazz, I appreciate you doing this. This is a lot of fun. You're welcome anytime, and good luck this Saturday, and we'll see you in a couple weeks here.
Sweet. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
That is Jaz Shelley of the Nebraska women's basketball team.